Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to the Alpha for Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. As today we finally confront the corruption seeping into the core of our entire operation. The plasma core, that is, because it's currently infested with Drukhari, and we should really probably do something about that. That said, I am expecting a pretty straightforward fight here, but this is also a story event, so you never know. We'll play it by ear.
Follow my lead.
Let's see what we've got. Kabalite Specialist, okay. Don't think we've seen those before. You replaced your body with iron, but greed cannot be cured with cold metal. Stop looking at my gear with such avarice, Monkey.
I have no intention of taking it, only of studying the unnatural perversions to which you have subjected the gift of technology.
Pascal, buddy, you really gotta work on your people skills. Lacerated bodies and tattered robes, with the initials of the local ship's dynasty. Alright, let's clear the rest of this hallway before we engage. Yep, there we go. Alternate access point. Looks like we've got another obstacle on the other side, but they are getting a little predictable with these optional flanking approaches. Not that I'm really complaining, it's better than just having one approach. Weird that's logic instead of technology. I guess logic encompasses, like, actual programming? I guess that does make sense. I guess I was kind of assuming previously that it was more for puzzle solving and other similar tasks, but that would be pretty limited. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not sure this is really a more advantageous spot, but we had to work to get here, so I assume it is. Let's take this guy out.
I'm always ready.
More Monkey? Look, brethren, they seemingly can't wait to die. What's taking so long with the engine? The Monkey are already here. Do not rush me, or we will perish alongside them. Oh, okay, I get it. Ow. Also, those Dark Lances are so awesome. I really need to build a character around those when we hit the full launch. All right, okay. So from what I'm seeing here, this is essentially a timed fight. The sapper over there is preparing some sort of bomb or something to blow up our plasma core. And if we had come in the other way, we would have had to go through this whole big snaky catwalk system covered with Drukhari. But because we came in the sideway now, we're right next to him. So we should be able to knock him out quick. I mean, I guess it wouldn't have been that bad, because we do still have this ladder here. In theory, we could have just run straight across the map. Though that would be under fire, because they'd be basically flanking us at that point. So yeah, we're definitely in a better position. They put a lot of thought into a lot of these area designs. I really appreciate that. Also, no sign of Marazai. He thinks he's not going to show up for our scheduled fight.
All too easy.
Wow. Okay, so did our engine just explode? They really gave us no time at all to stop that from happening. Maybe it's like a tiered timer. The more time he has to do his thing, the steeper the penalties are at the end of the fight. One more love tap should do it, but let's clear an approach. Yeah, let's get this guy out of the way. Heinrichs is up next, so he can finish off the sapper. And here we go. Moving up. Charging onto the bridge. And zap.
Your reckoning is due.
Oh, boy. Right into the engine, huh? Or sap. Come at me! Alright, let's get a bulwark zone set up for the backliners.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
And we'll get some more cover fire going. Pascal for the finisher.
Activate calculated fury algorithm.
Oh, farther apart than I thought. Fair enough. There we go. Minor ding on Pascal. Likely poison damage. Slightly heavier ding. Still love that gun, though. Sir, you appear to be inside that computer. I try to console you, but I'm afraid it's terminal. We will, however, continue to monitor your condition, just in case.
You will pay for this in blood.
He didn't make it. I love that ragdolling.
Not a problem for me. Nothing I can't do. You call this a strike? Woe to you.
Disarmed.
Nothing of value has been lost.
What a waste.
Suits my purposes. Already done.
Boo. Alright, fine. Somebody else kill that guy. See, it's times like this I do wish I had taken that one talent that boosts movement speed.
Was that you?
Heads up.
High momentum.
And can we actually reach the last one? That guy's pretty far out there. We can. But the odds are not in our favor.
I understand your intent.
No, that's a waste of momentum. We'll save it for something else. Oh, right. They get momentum moves too. Interesting. Not that it did him much good. Alright, let's wrap this up.
If I may.
All too easy.
Let me educate you on the art of
Ah, so close. It's cool. We'll get there. Let's get a kill zone in place.
request denied.
There we go.
The order is contrary to dogmatic protocols.
Perish for this affront.
Another fleet strike.
Guess he had to split. Hey, and we got a level up. Fantastic. Man, those things just come fast and furious. What have we, Oh, hi there. As you approach, a man in a dirty coverall exhales a breath of relief. Lord Captain, you're here. What luck? While talking, his gaze wanders, constantly darting back to the bodies of the Drukhari. You're not part of the crew assigned to this section. Explain your presence. Explain to me! The man winces and belatedly seizes his own shoulder, as if trying to hide his mark of betrayal. Under your stare, the survivor loses the last of his composure. His voice breaks and his eyes dilate in terror. Lord Captain, mercy, I was coerced. They forced me to do this. Just look at him, Captain. Shaking hands, pale face. He needs his stuff badly. Juliet curls her lip. Our cousins are adept at creating concoctions that turn sentient beings into mere shrieking beasts due to agonizing pain. Sometimes the effect is quick. Sometimes it leaves just enough time for the victims to give up all that they know. They needed someone from the inside to show them a direct way to the reactors. The man's gaze fixes on the dead bodies on the floor. Beads of sweat form on his forehead, while his skin attains a deathly pallor. I need more. They promised.
For the sin of imperiling the safety of this bay where the Omnissiah bestows upon us the holy motive force, I hereby declare you a 5th-grade blasphemer. It is henceforth forbidden for your wretched flesh to be touched by these sacred instruments, gifts from the machine god. Perish in dark, heretic, unworthy of servitude in perpetuis.
Wow, harsh. Who made a promise? How did you even contact the Drukhari? There was a man. He came from the surface with a shuttle crew several times from one of the worlds we were orbiting. Gave me something strange to try. Then he brought some more. And then came the nightmares. And then... The man chokes on his own words. His eyes dart as if he noticed something behind your back. I would have done anything to make the madness stop. All he wanted was for me to help his friends. I didn't know he was in league with those fiends. With eyes wide open, looking into the void seen only to him, the man pulls air in through clenched teeth. I overheard when they were talking to each other. Xenos. They wanted to stall your ship, not to let you arrive in time somewhere. I don't know. Losing the last of his strength, the man slumps to the ground. His gaze, filled with terrible revelation, is locked on the Drukhari's remains. They don't have what I was promised, do they? The traitor's body begins to convulse as his words turn into gasping screams. Alright, I think that's enough of that. This guy's really bringing down the mood. Consider yourself atoned. In one sudden movement, the man falls to your feet, his face contorted in an expression of unimaginable agony. Yeah, I don't really feel bad about that one. Don't do drugs, kids. Otherwise you'll be enslaved by Drukhari and killed by your Lord Captain. This bomb produces short electromagnetic pulses that disable power grids and devices. It is strong enough to take out the power of a whole city district, or several void ship compartments. The charge has been safely defused. Oh, good. I mean, I could have sworn I saw it explode during the fight, but I guess maybe there was more than one charge? Rate of fire 10. I wonder if we can run and gun with that. I might have to give that a shot next time we find ourselves in a firefight. I will say, the Drukhari are definitely as feeble as I remember them being back in my 3rd edition days. Because, yes, there is a reason I stopped using them as my main force pretty early. And jumped over to, I think it was Salamander Marines I played for a bit, but they felt too generic for me. And then I switched from Salamander Marines to a little Imperial Guard. And then I think from there to Necrons. And then a very brief dip into Tau before I quit. But man, Drukhari gear is just really cool. You know, it was the visual style that kind of drew me into them in the first place. Once I found out all their stuff was made of papier-mâché, though, that was kind of the deal breaker. Doesn't matter how cool your jet bikes are, people can knock them down with harsh language. Even from behind the meter's thick walls of the reactor, you can hear the breath of the mighty plasma beast that sets the void ship in motion. Now see, I don't know if that's just hyperbole or an actual factual statement. Is that a thing? Are Imperial void ships powered by captured plasma beasts? Judging by the bodies of the Xenos, the void ship's crew fought the raiders with some amount of success.
It's about time.
Alright, let's hit the bridge. See what Marazai's really up to.
All is well on the bridge, Lord Captain.
Oh. Well, that feels kind of anticlimactic. Oh, let's check the webway.
Bridge, the object is dead ahead. Copy that. Report relayed to the officer on duty and pilots. Boxmaster on the line. I'm adding the pilots, senior officers, and the Lord Captain to this channel. Your Lordship, the Xeno artifact is directly ahead. What are your orders?
Many changes since last time we were here.
Requesting auger relay data.
Awaiting response.
Negative, Lord Captain. No changes detected within the construct.
What are your orders?
Officers, you have anything new to say?
Apparently not. Okay, so... Huh. Okay. We've already cleared these planets, so I guess we move on. Weird. Alright, on to Lapidus Mortis. Here we go.
I have an urgent message from Dargonis, Lord Captain. Our astropaths are receiving numerous transmissions. But no, these aren't ordinary messages. Each and every one is a plea for help. Dargonis is reporting a massive Xenos raid, and every mental image transmitted is wreathed in flame. Master Zachary is struggling to determine when exactly the invasion began, but all signs point to it happening shortly after your departure to Cineris Maleficum. Any delay condemns the world to even greater suffering. Your people are begging for immediate aid.
Right, of course. Inviting us to a death duel was all just a distraction to get us away from Dargonis. Yeah, really should have seen that coming. Well, we should probably get back there sooner rather than later, so... Let's hit the pause button real quick. I'll take care of the travel off screen. And I'll get a gander at our level up options too, so we can square that away once we're back in. We'll be right back. And we're back. Alright, let's run through this real quick. First up, we've got Rhett, and he picks up a new ability. And I've got to say, I'm not really crazy about any of our options here. We're not really melee-centric enough to justify hit-and-run or distracting shots, but I guess Combat Respite could come in handy. It's basically a one-turn defense buff, so I suppose on rare occasion it could serve as a suitable safety net. Next we have Heinrichs, who does not get an advance, so I guess that's easy enough to resolve. Next we've got Pascal, who gains a characteristic boost. Except for intelligence, which is the one that really matters for him. And given our options here, I guess we'll go for willpower. It's the only one I think he actually benefits from, since that at least makes him more resistant to psychic attacks. Same with Cassia. Characteristic boost except for fellowship, which is the one she needs. Though in her case we can at least boost intelligence, which is linked to Imperial lore. That's a skill we recently had her take lead on. Next we have Adira, who gains a talent. And, you know, based on what I said last time around, I think we'll just keep this simple. We'll grab swift movements for both her and Yurliet. Make them a little more mobile during those bigger, sprawling battles. That way they can reposition more easily and pick off priority targets. And that's it. Level up done in under 2 minutes. Now, let's deal with this Dark Eldar blockade that appears to be surrounding Dargonis. Oh, no mincing words this time around. Just right into battle. I can respect that. Okay, we've got 2 smaller ships behind us with active shadow shields. And 1 bigger ship, dead ahead, also with an active shadow shield. Starting position is not ideal. It places us right in the middle of a 3-way crossfire. With no real way to avoid it, we are going to take damage pretty much no matter what we do. Okay, we'll do this. We'll drop a salvo to hopefully distract one of them, and then just to make that more likely, we'll also hook hard left.
The time has come.
Focused effort. For 1 turn, allows the use of both abilities on 1 selected post. Oh, well that explains a few things. Most notably why sometimes my abilities would just randomly not seem to fire. Apparently it wasn't random. It is, in fact, that you can only use 1 ability per post per turn. That was not clear. Okay, okay. I will certainly keep that in mind. Anyway, we're about to get hit on the left and right, but shields should hopefully eat the brunt of it. Oh, okay. Well, that works. And the other one couldn't get close enough. Fantastic. Okay. Honestly, that went about as well as we could have possibly hoped it would. Let's do some damage.
Macro cannons, volley!
Yep, okay. So these guys do have the reflexive shadow field. That's annoying, but not insurmountable. Bootleg reverse. Oh, right, but now I can't use this thing. Shoot. Right, yeah, of course. It makes sense that he wouldn't be able to use that ability on himself. Well, my bad. Also, there's a bit of a weird UI overlap there. We can't pick the top left option because it's covered by the initiative tracker.
This one's going down.
Okay, big guy is faced directly away. He will not be able to hit us this round,
Set the
but we
course.
will draw fire from the small fries. Oh, scratch that. That one was also faced directly away. Hard to tell when they've got those shadow fields up. Minor hull damage. Starboard shields are paper thin. Return fire.
Fire right now!
Drop a distraction salvo.
Torpedoes locked.
Then hook right to get this guy in our left arc.
Time has come. Another salvo!
Oh, crap. Well, I was not... Okay, well, great. We took him out. The downside being that also blew out most of our port shields. Fair trade-off, I suppose. Man guns on the big guy.
Bleed them.
And hopefully they'll hit us on front.
Set the course.
Which we can't reinforce for some reason. Okay. Guess we'll do... starboard? That guy's wheeling around. Big guy angles into us. Okay, that... I mean, that hurt, but that actually worked out for us. Goodbye. That's it for the small fries. Positioning's awkward. Let's bootleg reverse, set up for next round. Actually, can we get him in our forward from here?
The time has come.
No, it doesn't look like it. No big deal. We'll drop him next round. Drop torps.
Unleash our vengeful salvo.
And move in for the kill.
Onward. Fire the lance backwards.
Oh my goodness. Come on, guys. Come on. Dorsals.
Fire right now!
You have got to be kidding me. Alright. Brace for impact. Ah, that wasn't too bad. Bootleg reverse again. Right in our arc. Okay, guys, make me proud.
Lead them.
You are killing me. Like, literally, if this keeps happening, we are going to die. And I will be mildly irritated. Ship wheels around. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're good. Leave their hulls strewn across the stars.
Location from blessed blast of fire.
Let's patch that up. And we are almost out of time, but let's, I think we've got enough to secure a landing zone. Oh, this also does basically confirm my suspicions about why we had that huge open area we had to walk through every time we came here. It was because of this. Now we are going to have to fight through that giant area to get back into our palace, where I'm sure our climactic battle with Marazai will take place in our throne room. Oh my goodness, is that a Lehman Russ? That is awesome. Doesn't seem to have done us much good, but it's still pretty great to see those on the battlefield. So, thanks for that. Clementia is looking a little disheveled, but her appearance otherwise remains unchanged. Her steely gaze and tightly pressed lips speak of perfect composure. Praise the throne, your lordship, you're here. Your subjects need you now more than ever. Dargonis has been hit by a mass Xeno attack. The fleet's resistance was broken in mere hours. Then the invaders commenced a planetary raid. The planetary defense forces were able to hold the inner perimeters of several cities. 2 of the attacks were stifled on the approaches to settlements. But the fights continue, here as well in the Von Valentius Palace. Lady Wersurian, where is Achilles Scalander? I thought I'd see him here, by your side. The Secretary's exact whereabouts are unknown, but under normal circumstances he hardly ever set foot outside the palace grounds. I'm sure you realize what this could mean. Okay, I get it. The Drukhari are after living victims above all else. Why would they waste their forces assaulting the palace, when they could be storming the cities instead? Alas, I don't know the answer, your lordship. When the Xenos attacked the palace, they sent a force so great that the increased guard and defense perimeter were wiped out in minutes. By the throne, whatever they're looking for in there, they've spared no troops to get their hands on it. Because they want Scalander to stop warning us about their impending attacks. They obviously found out he's the one who was feeding us all that information. Marza even just straight up asked us about it when we met him back on Grantis. I need details. What has transpired here in my absence? The attack began a few hours before dawn over the capital. They first attacked the fleet. We received boarding calls right before we lost communications with the crews. Their sacrifices weren't for naught. The ground troops had the time to start mobilizing, and the civilians went on to organize the defenses. Several hive cities managed to hold their perimeters. Others sustained greater losses. And 2 cities were completely devastated. Our intelligence still knows nothing about the fates of millions of people. There is a high likelihood that we've lost them forever. I vow to make the Xenos pay dearly for every human life that they have claimed. Oh, what I wouldn't give to join the punitive expedition, your lordship. But my duty is to the welfare of this planet, not military operations. Clementia's voice grows sterner, and she practically spits out. This is my plea to you, rogue traitor. Make them rue the day that they decided to assault Dargonis. I am occasionally rude. This is an outrage. Just look what they've done to my beautiful palace. I'm afraid so, your lordship. The attack on the palace began later than the rest, once the reserve forces had been transferred to other regions. Which is particularly odd. Clementia falters. They weren't tempted by an entire city at the apex of which your residence stands. No, the wedge of the enemy forces targeted the palace specifically. Right, again, they are clearly after Scalander. We've cut off the periphery forces from those that made it inside the palace, and we continue to storm the building. We've killed so many of those beasts, but the Xenos are repelling our assault with ferocity. It's as if they're waiting for the right moment. Or perhaps they haven't yet completed whatever goal they're pursuing inside the palace. Where is Governor Drivestep in all this? The governor is currently protected within a well-fortified bunker, as are the heads of the other noble houses. Clementia grinds her teeth, audibly. Still, each family has provided all available resources to the defense of Dargonis. Or rather, the defense of their respective regions. As to be expected. And the current situation? The PDF is in the process of exterminating the enemy forces on the planet. Extra batteries have been assigned to the assault on the palace, but without a strike force that could make it inside, we won't break their resistance. I have a feeling that the palace is the anchor point of the enemy's raid. Our Vox engineers are registering unknown signals coming from your residence to other areas on the planet. The scum must have set up a control center inside. We take out their command, and we'll weaken their peripheral forces. Understood. Enough talk. I'm going in. Clementia bows. With awe and gratitude, I transfer the command of the ground operations over to you, your lordship. The local troops are at your service. I beg of you, save Dargonis. Fantastic. This is a great set piece. You know, the more I play this, the more I really respect Owlcat for trying to make a lot of these battles very distinct from one another. That said, this is obviously a great place to call it. The literal calm before the storm, being of our palace. We'll hit the pause button for now. I'll take care of the usual off-screen bookkeeping, and we will pick up here next time. As we take back our planet, or die trying. But preferably the first one. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible. Including but not limited to Dragon Matrix 7, Revenant, Alois, Drakiith, Theory V23, EgonAlter, Emile, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Rowan Church, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you can even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.